means that it's time for the next chapter of the day.
Yeah.
I'm saying the real reason we're all here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave, and you're going to get this audience going.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck.
All right, guys. Jensen and Jared are walking. Jensen and Jared are walking to the stage. So we're going to warm them up with this next song. Are you ready? Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. She loves to laugh. She loves to sing. She loves to fit. She loves to groove. She loves to love and think. All night, everybody. So hold tight, hold tight. Here we go.
You're going to have to say it louder than that. That city's an hour away from here. Ladies and gentlemen, good people of Rosemont, Illinois, and the surrounding counties, Padalecki and Jensen Ackles. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh.
Illinois!
Doing? Who is from out of state?
Next question. I'm good at this.
I had to kind of bring my jump down a little bit because I am nursing a knee injury, going to the doctor tomorrow here in Chi-Town, or over there in Chi-Town, to get it all fixed up. So I had to do like a little high step, like a rocket.
An abbreviated version.
Abbreviated version. I like that. I like that. Yeah.
How's everybody doing today? Yeah. It is good to be here. This is Chicago is it's Chicago and wherever we are right now. It's always a favorite of these that we get to do, and so it was kind of certainly one of the original stops, and we're happy to be here. So thanks for showing up and giving us a reason to be here.
Yeah, thanks for bringing us back. Well, I think we talk a lot, so I think we'll go ahead and help people sit down. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good, man. What's your name?
Sam.
How old are you, Sam?
20.
Okay, so you were not named after sandwiches. Just kidding. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. My question is for Dean.
I could have bet on it. I could have set my watch by it. I knew it. It's like, my name's Sam. My question is for Dean.
You didn't let him finish the sentence. His question is for Dean from Gilmore Girls. Yes.
My name is Sam. My question is for Dean. Dean, how great is Sam?
Why was Dean decided to get killed at the end of the series?
Yeah, why did you choose that?
If you look closely, if you play it in slow motion, you can see me steering and telling the guy where the nail was. Little to the left, little to the, yep, right there. Put me on it. In this misery. No, man, that was not my choice. That was not Dean's choice by any means. But it was certainly something that was heavily talked about and discussed, and we essentially knew that ending when we started that season. And you know, it's no secret that it took.
We've all seen the finale, right?
No, spoiler.
They have.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It was something that it took me a while to kind of come around to. I didn't want to see Dean die either. So it was, and we were talking about this earlier in our meet and greet, just about when really important characters get killed in shows and movies and stuff. That unfortunately it sucks sometimes, but it does make for good storytelling. It does make for good drama, and that's what we're in the business of doing.
And you're not getting off the hook, because Sam died too, dude. So, I don't know if you just stopped it at that part. But everybody's seen it, spoiler alert. No, we actually, he's not joking. Between seasons 14 and 15, when we knew 15 was the final season, we met up with Andrew Dabb and Bob Singer in LA, and they kind of told us the short pitch. Like, hey, we don't know what every episode's about, what every scene's about, but here's what we're thinking we're working towards. And it kind of caught us both off guard, and okay. And I think probably every season of Supernatural in the writer's room started off with one idea, and it changed. For instance, Genevieve, my wife, was supposed to be in like 3 episodes. She ended up being throughout the entire season, and then she came back, we got married. If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. I can do it again, I got a hair again. But it was also, I think he and I both, having chatted about it in the earlier parts of season 15, it kind of made sense for the storyline. Because I think if Sam died first, and Dean knew that he took Sam out of college to bring him back into life, then that would have been the end of him. He wouldn't have been a very happy fellow. So I think it happened for a reason, but it is supernatural, and people can come back to life. So we have someone writing season 16 over here, I see it. So hopefully we get to see the boys ride again. Thanks, Sam. Hi.
Other than each other, who were your favorite actor or actress on the show to play against that really gave you a lot to work with when you were performing?
I feel, there's some obvious answers, but I feel like one of the people who gave the most did it in a weird way because he gave so little. Misha Collins. I'm teasing. We all know I love Misha and Cass. But for like the 2 days a month he was on set, it was like, is he sleep talking or sleepwalking? Kidding. Obviously, Cass. I'll start this off. I loved Sully, and I saw Sully earlier. I feel like Sully was almost. Sully was to Sam like Cass was to Dean. Like it was stuff they shared with a confidant that they never would have shared with each other. Not because they wanted to keep secrets, though we did often, as y'all know. But you got to see a different side of Dean with Cass. You got to see a different side of Sam with Sully. I really enjoyed working with the Marks, not only Mark Pellegrino, but Shepard. So again, seeing different sides and exploring fear was fun. Maybe on Maskets.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters and a lot of actors that were really fun to work with. I mean, I'll just name a couple off the top of my head. A young lady by the name of Ruth. You know, she came every day. She was one of those actresses that would show up on set and would just elevate everybody's performance level. And it was just so fun to A, watch her work, but then also be in a scene with her. Another one was Lisa Berry. She just, and the funny thing about Lisa is she's actually a big fan of the show. So when the cameras were rolling, she's like, oh, this is so cool. She's like, I haven't read ahead, so don't tell me anything. I want to wait for it to come out. She's like, and then they'd be like, action. She'd be like, D. I'd be like, whoa, what happened? She's so good, and just, again, so fun to work with, so.
Same thing, do you remember, I don't remember this gentleman's name, but the yellow fever scene with the snake? Remember the guy we're in his house, and he has the snake that crawls over your shoulder? He was also a giant...
Oh yeah, how could I forget?
Yes.
Because when the snake started to crawl over my shoulder, my dear friend got up and left the room. And all I heard was, nope, 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 nope.
They had to like zoom in on you.
Me, I couldn't move because I had a 190-pound snake on my shoulder. Yeah, that's how much it weighed.
But he also... But
It was a 200-pound snake.
Yeah, it's enormous. The actor who owned that house in the show was like, hey, I've only read this scene, so like, don't tell me what's going on in the rest of the show. I just want to see it when it comes out. They're like, oh, cool, you know? And it was like, action. And he'd do his part. But yeah, we've had a bunch. What about you? Who did you like seeing other than the normal cast of characters?
I really liked all the interactions between Dean and Charlie. I thought they were really awesome.
Yeah, and Felicia, a lot of y'all have met her, is so rad. What a lovely human. Thank you so much. Hey there.
My name is Josh. He actually kind of already answered the question, but my wife...
Okay.
My wife was wanting to know, what made you guys get into directing or want to do directing, and Jensen, if you have any future in directing?
Yeah.
It was just kind of a natural progression. I think for me, I kind of took an interest in wanting to know why the director would put the camera in a certain place, or why they would have a move, or what that lens, would do specifically to help advance the story. And I really just kind of became interested in wanting to know more about it, because I thought, oh, well, this might help me in my performance in front of the camera. It didn't, but what it did do is it got me interested in storytelling from the other side of it, and the questions and talking with Kim Manners and Bob and Phil and all of these guys who really came in and were just masters at their craft. I just kind of naturally became interested in it. So it was actually Kim Manners who said, "You're going to direct one of these one day," and I was like, "What? No." And then it came down to the point where I said, "Look, if you," talking to the producers, I was like, "if you feel comfortable enough with giving me the responsibility of directing one of these episodes, I will do everything in my power not to mess that up." And so they did, and then it wasn't something that I like demanded in a contract. You're like, "Well, I'm going to direct 2 episodes this year," whatever. That this was something that I was like, if you guys trust me and believe in me enough, then I will do what I can to do the best I can. So they did, and they did, 6 times. I did a half dozen episodes. And, at this point, I don't have any directing gigs lined up, but I'm certainly open to, to it. But right now, nobody has anything lined up because our industry's in a industry-wide strike right now. So
We have season 16 in the works.
this is true. This is true. And I don't think she's part of the WGA. So
You're right.
no, but I do enjoy it, and I hope I get to do it some more in the future.
Yeah, he came in and he was a natural. You know what I mean? Well, he's beyond that. He was super natural. Thank you, Josh. No thank you, Norton. Neither.
Hi, my question is, if you were to create a bucket list, what would be on that list?
Words, probably. That was instantly off the cuff.
It was a pretty obvious one, though.
You didn't say it. I don't think I get a vote in this, but I'd like to become a grandparent sometime. I'd like to. There are a lot of things. What? Not to answer a question with a question, but do you have a bucket list?
I do.
Yeah?
At one point, I did have on my bucket list to go to a supernatural convention.
Nice. Well, you knocked that off. Well, welcome. Is this your first?
It's my third, actually.
Well, what's on your fourth bucket list?
I would love to see the Northern Lights.
Oh, awesome. That's actually great. Yeah, that's actually great.
I don't know. I've got more of a, not a bucket list, but it rhymes with that.
Yes.
Bucket fist?
Yes. Wow. You went there.
I was in Mexico for a week. I think I'm still detoxing. I apologize.
You know, it's less like, oh, I really want to do this. It's more like, I want to do that. I'll do it. Why not? Yeah, I don't really know if I have I've traveled a lot. I'm sure there's places that I'd like to see that I haven't seen yet. But I haven't sat down and made a bucket list just yet.
One of mine was to go to Poland, and then Cliff and I went to Poland a couple months ago. And I was kind of excited. I was like, I'm going to see so many people with big foreheads and dad jokes, but in a different language. It's going to be great. But that was a joy. But that certainly was on the list. Yeah. Well, thank you. I hope you see the Northern Lights. Yeah, you got it. Cheers.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
My name is Jonathan. I'm here with my wife. She just celebrated her 30th birthday, and she's a huge Supernatural fan, and I just tagged along. And we both submitted for questions.
And look at you now.
Yeah. So my question is, what cologne are you guys wearing? Because my wife said you guys were delicious.
You have a very perceptive husband.
Happy birthday, I think.
Sorry, you should stand up.
Say it again.
My wife should stand up.
Oh, she's standing up. Look at that. Happy birthday.
Cologne, what do you rocking these days, buddy?
I have 4 different colognes.
And he wears them all at once.
It's easier and cheaper than showering, you know? So I wear Blue de Chanel. And funny enough, we were in Wales a month ago or whatever, and Mark Shepard, he's like, hey, do you have any blue on you? And I was like, I don't speak English, man. Like, I speak American, but I don't. He's like, blue, you always have blue on you. I was like, blue? What are you talking about? Like, is it St. Patrick's Day, but just blue in Wales? And he was talking about Blue de Chanel. I was like, oh yeah, sure. So I bought that. And then I have, these were given as gifts, Gucci Guilty and Salvatore Ferragamo, whatever. And I have a fourth one, and I'm thinking about it. Oh, fucking fabulous. That's on fourth. Best part about that is I don't even have to put it on because I just got it. Fair enough. All right, Mr. Ackles.
It's actually just a beard balm that's called Spice and Wood. There you go. That's all I got.
He likes wood on his what?
Ouch.
What do you wear? Dior? Okay. All right, I like it. Well, I think you smell good. Thank you, Jonathan. Happy birthday, wife. Who I'm sure has a name. And happy birthday to you. All right, cheers. You set yourself up. All right.
Hi, fellas. My name's Alicia. I wanted to bring this up. You've done it before, but it was years ago. But you kind of flailed at the beginning because now we're kind of at like the better half of 2 decades. But I wanted to see what you remember best from each season now that it's been a long time. See if you remember season 1, 2, 3. So from each season, go for it.
That's an hour-long question.
Well, if we flailed then, this is gonna be
Great.
this is gonna be a train wreck.
6 hours.
6 hours.
That's right. What we remember the most?
Yeah, like the most memorable thing. I know last time you did it, you mixed up like season 4 and 5. You couldn't remember 2 at all. I've got faith in you now.
We had a season 2. I'll give it an attempt. Season 1 was just literally the city of Vancouver. I remember just getting there. It was beautiful. It was July. I'd never been. We were shooting Wendigo. We had a talk.
Do you mean like a life moment or like a moment of the show?
I was gonna say the show, but you know what? At this point, just give me what you get.
All right. Season 1, we'll do.
You want odds or evens?
I'll do odds, unless I can't think of one.
Need to do more.
I remember having divers hold my feet and hold me underwater with a young child and dead in the water, and that was a very, very freaky feeling, being held underwater, especially when you're responsible for some other person's child.
I remember the hot
I like
tub. Same day. I remember the hot tub they had set up off camera because Bunsen Lake is super cold, and so we had to be in there so long. They were afraid it's possible you can get a hypothermic or whatever, and so they had a hot tub set up. Like if you were, like Jensen probably could see it from when he was underwater, but so we'd have to go, after we jumped in, we'd go in between takes and go to the like hot tub area. Hot tub, that sounds kosher. All right.
Hot tub time machine.
Well, you did number 1, so I'll do number 2. Number 2, I remember cutting my scalp off.
Is that number, was that?
I don't know.
You just made stuff up
Yes,
now. No. It was the episode where Bobby backs his Chevelle into the house and we jump in and...
Is that number 2? Let's season 2.
I was, see?
What is season 3?
Wait, I think I got a 2.
Okay. My favorite part of 2 was season 3. So,
I got a 2. And when Dad came back and shot Yellow Eyes, that was the end of 2, right? Yes. Boom. Okay. So I just told this story to my daughter actually the other day. When Dean gets thrown, when I get thrown against the tombstone, and I like pull the Colt out, and then Dad grabs Yellow Eyes and I shoot him. So it was Fred Lane's coverage, and I dove into this tombstone that we were shooting on stage, but the tombstone had been foamed so that I could really dive into it. So they had like kind of a foam pad on the front of it, but it only covered the arching portion of the tombstone. The base of it was still stone. And so this was the tombstone. I was here, the cameras were here, so I was like, all right, they're gonna cut to this. I know they're gonna cut to me kind of flying into it. And then, once I land, then Fred walks up and the cameras are right here. So, I gave it a little extra, because I was still young back then. And I dove, and I turned at the last second, and my ulnar nerve, which is also referred to as the funny bone, hit the corner of the stone.
Did you laugh?
And I mean, it was like a running jump. So there was so much force, and I hit it, and my whole arm went numb, and then it felt like it was on fire. Like it was very traumatic. But I didn't yell cut because it was Fred's coverage. So I just very slowly rolled over, and my arm was just like, it was like vibrating. And it was one of the most grueling pains I've ever experienced. And to this date, this elbow is much more sensitive. Like if I bump it barely, it's like, ah! It's like hitting my funny bone all the time. And it was because of that. That was season 2. Season 3, he ripped his scalp off.
Season 2, I also broke my wrist.
That's right.
Season 3 was the scalping.
Season 4. Do we have a season 4?
I do.
What happened? Oh yeah, you met his wife.
No, not that at all.
What?
Of course not.
So yeah, Ruby was played by Genevieve Cortese. So boom, that's changed his life.
Season 5, Swan Song.
Season 5, Swan Song. I got beat up, and I had a thing on my eye, and then the glue started to melt, just like yours did in season 2. Oh, we're throwing them down now.
Now we got to see.
Yeah.
Dropping it like it's hot.
That was also Ass Butt.
Ass Bud.
Yeah.
That was 5. Yeah.
And the bottle did not break.
That was amazing. And remember,
You guys heard that story?
it's on the gag reel. Yeah, it's on the gag reel. They keep on throwing it.
So maybe they didn't watch the gag reel.
Watch the gag reels.
Anyway. Okay, that was season 5. Season 6.
Soulless.
Soulless Sam. Was that the push-up, pull-up scene?
What do you mean?
I mean, you got to give it to your stunt double for that scene. That was pretty amazing. Thank you.
Season 7, Dick. Roman. Turducken. Right? That was his name?
Yeah.
Was that Turducken? That was Turducken, right?
You lost your shoe.
Bobby Dime. See,
Way to
funny
bring it
bone,
down.
not so funny.
Season 8
Was great.
Season 9.
Season 8 was
fine. What was season 8?
The Trials.
Yeah.
Season 8 was, I was like,
Oh, was that the shampoo commercial?
Yeah.
Like the whole season was just a shampoo commercial. Wait, was that Sam
maybe he's
Hain?
born with it. Maybe it's season 8.
Was that Sam Hain?
Sam Hain, no, that was season 4.
Right.
Right? Sam Hain was 4. But,
All right, did we establish an 8 yet?
yes, 9.
9. Oh, this is where it gets fuzzy. Like 9, 10, 11, 12.
Gabriel?
What? Was that Purgatory? Oh, Purgatory, yeah. She's like, that was 8? Oh, she says that was 8. Purgatory? Yeah, it was 8.
What happened to season 9?
Somebody help us, what happened to season 9? This is embarrassing.
Tortilla?
What's this?
The trio! Tomo!
The Mark of Cain.
Mark of Cain and Tomo.
Was that the fight with Cain in the barn? That was 9?
That was the 9th
I
one.
thought that was 13. Shit.
Okay,
This is a disaster. I told you this is going to be a train wreck.
10. So here's something from 10 I remember. It didn't happen on set.
Wait. It was the High School Musical.
Yes?
That That was the 200th episode.
Yes, which is what my biggest memory from 10. Not on set, but in Vancouver. Was that 10?
That was like season 2.
Get with the program. That was like
When was that? What was that? That's what I said.
the 200th episode party.
What?
The 200th episode party at the Marriott, or whatever.
Yeah? What happened?
Season 10. I don't know.
Oh.
Season 10.
It was a 200th episode party. Jared and I were probably drunk before it started. 11.
Killing Death.
Right me.
That was 10?
Tomorrow? What? Laura? Oh, Amara. Amara, right. Yeah, Big E Smalls.
Black.
Season 12. Mary was in season 1 also.
No, 12, we got Mom back. Yeah, we got Mom back. Oh, was that the scene where was that the season where Dean has that confrontation with Mom and basically says you suck.
Yeah.
I blame you.
Yeah, that was rough. Okay, we got 13.
That was a hard scene. All right, wait, what was that? 12. That was 12. 13. We're smashing this right now.
Alcal.
Jack?
Alcal.
Oh, little naked boy, yeah.
Wasn't he in the last scene of the season though?
Yeah.
He was in his undies. Oh, he's a grown adult.
Poor
I
Alex.
didn't say he was like naked. He was wearing clothing.
Season 14?
Second to last one. Penultimate. Next. 15. I don't remember the name.
Wait, 14. What happened in 14?
Michael.
Michael.
Is that the air fight?
Yes. Weird.
Oh, right. That was the marionette fight.
That was terrible. Yes.
This is me and Pellegrino's worst moment in our careers. Like just holding each other, swinging, going, this is it. We'll never work again. Bob Singer behind the monitor going, this is it. I'll never work again. They'll never work again.
This is it. They'll never work again.
Season 15, Rusty Rebar. There you go.
Oh, I love him. Best star of the year.
What? Of all things, what? Just a little Rusty Rebar. That never hurt anybody. Well,
Pie in the
somebody.
I think pie in the face. I remember. The win! Yes, that was my I'll never work again.
I remember I watched that episode, I was like, ooh. What animal died did they put on his head?
It was a Canadian raccoon. It's out behind our raccoon.
It was bad.
Yeah, all right, I guess that all wraps it up. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. We have no more time.
I need a nap.
Amen. Hi there.
Hi, how are you guys?
Very well.
Exhausted.
So my question is, throughout the seasons, is there a weapon that you didn't think you got to use enough, or something that you wish you had, like
Grenade
angel
launcher?
blade bullets, or a tank?
I don't know if we had a tank. The throwing stars. We never used them. We always saw them, we never used them. Which one?
Grenade
Like
launcher.
bazooka, yeah, like grenade launcher bazooka. I always thought it'd be clever for them to put like salt on throwing stars or something. Season 16, write it down.
I always thought it would be like the scene where Sam walks out and Dean has got the Impala parked and he's mounted a belt 50 cal to the roof.
You mounted what?
And Dean just goes.
I think if we had that and hula hoops filled with salt, we'd still be alive. We could have made it through
Yeah,
pandemic.
and if we put our pistols on a bungee. That probably.
The old bungee pistol.
I will say this, that the angel blades that we had, because we had many, because they would constantly break. Largely so we had several variations. We had the real ones that were cast out of metal. Then we had they call them rubber weapons, but they weren't really. They were just kind of like hard plastic, basically. Those things would break like if you just looked at them wrong.
But just the tip.
But yeah, just. And then you'd have floppy. Never mind. Those didn't work very well. The cast, the like metal casted ones had such an even weight distribution on it that I miss actually just like spinning those like all the time, and you'd get a couple of them and you just like see. Me should have one, Jared have one. We'd just be over there, just spinning them around, doing like tricks with them, like nunchucks. And I don't know, we got so.
I was pissed off Robin. She was like, "You're gonna drop them."
Oh yeah, Robin, we're just. And she would just, like, middle of the take sometimes. She didn't care. She was grandfathered in. She'd been there since the beginning. She didn't care if she's gonna come in the room and take. She'd just be like this. And then what would you do? No. He would always
That's how I said. We also, whenever we had our flashlights, we did the same shit. And then if anybody ever put their flashlight underneath their chin, like a cami, you'd have to go like. And so Robin would walk up and just to laugh, she would like give us our flashlight and point it under our chins. So we all would just go. horrific visages, but fun. Fun in the interim. Thank you so much for your question.
Hi, I'm Enye. Enye, yep.
Nice to meet you.
So, if someone's a Star Trek fan and they see someone in a Star Trek shirt, or God willing, they see one of the Star Trek actors but don't want to bother them, they've got a hand sign and everybody knows. Like, you can see Patrick Stewart go like that, he goes like that, you're like, you're awesome.
Live long and prosper.
What is our supernatural sign?
I'll give you a hint. It's like this, but in reverse. Where there's empty space, or supernatural, this is empty space.
This is sleep.
What would it be? Let's hear it. Yeah, okay. Let's hear it.
No.
That's not a hand signal.
That's not a hand signal.
Finger gun.
It's me. It's me.
How many elbows? How many elbows?
Do you have a suggestion?
Well, I was thinking we've got the call response of like jerk.
But that's not a hand.
But that's not something you can really do in public. Is probably the only thing I can think of is like blue.
You're like, wow, those people don't even know each other. They really don't like each other.
Yeah. So the only like physical thing I can think of is blue steel.
I get it. Still not a hand signal. How do you say jerk and bitch in sign language?
If they were doing it.
That's bitch. Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors?
What's jerk? I had a dream that we were playing rock, paper, scissors. Had a word it was last week. I was on vacation with my family in Mexico, and you come and terrorized my dreams about playing rock, paper, scissors.
That wasn't a dream, Jared. Wait, what does this mean?
Wake up, wake up.
Bitch?
Yeah.
What's jerk?
Just stop there.
I think that's it.
Sure. She did it!
Is that the final last question?
It's the last question.
Apparently people have to get those last question. We're moving them. It's gotta be the last question.
Yeah. What's this?
What's this?
Yeah.
You'd like to know, wouldn't you?
Last question. It's the last question.
What's this? Here's the last question.
SBM family, meet your fellow member, Candace. Candace, where do you hail from?
Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin.
All right. Go Cheeseheads.
Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. They made you say it twice, didn't they?
So your last question for the evening. So we bring you up and let you see what we get to look at. Feel very blessed by it. Don't mess this up.
No pressure, no pressure. So I'm a therapist, so I have to ask a mental health question.
Wait, what kind of a therapist?
Wait, we're gonna ask you a mental health question.
Mental health. Okay. So you're asking us a mental health question?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the 15 seasons of acting out constant trauma, how did it affect you and how did you take care of your mental health?
It's a great question. I mean, it's a great question, and there's so many ways to think about this. I've never really thought about it. I think in the long term, it was so great. He and I kind of touched on this earlier in our meet and greet about because we were playing in the sci-fi world where there are no boundaries really. We got to explore, like on Gilmore Girls, I got to explore working at a grocery store and then being Rory's boyfriend. But here, you know, we both played multiple characters, we both had victories and losses, and we lost people we loved, we gained people we loved. So long term, I think it taught me curiosity, helped me really learn to be curious, because I was just so curious. Short term, there were certainly days getting home after a really hard emotional scene where it's like, oh my God, I'm completely exhausted. And we talk about it sometimes. We'd have the whole days where we do a fight sequence. And you know, you're sweating and you're tired. You get home and you're like, man, that was great. And then you have days where it'd be like emotionally draining for Sam or Dean. You get home and you'd be like, I cannot move. Like I'd rather go run 10 miles than, not rather, but I feel less tired.
You would run. You ran a lot for
Yeah, I just don't have
sanity.
to deal with it. Yeah, yeah.
Like I always was like, exactly. That's not easy to do. He would get, even if we got home late, it was like a 14-hour day, and then we were a tight turnaround, like we were maybe getting forced, and so we'd have to come in, 9 hours later or something. He would still get up and he would run his 4 or 5 miles, and I'd be like, did you run this morning? He's like, yeah. And it wasn't because he was like, I mean, he is health conscious, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm, worried about my physicality. It was mental for him. He needed to get up and he needed to have that moment. For me, I just couldn't do that. But I also didn't, wouldn't have worked for me anyway. That wasn't my tool. I know that was definitely your tool. My tool was just, I kind of buried myself or prided myself in just the work every day. Like, and if I wasn't working, then I was moving. I was going, I was traveling somewhere, or I was doing something, and so I just kept busy. Busy was my buddy.
Thank you so much for your question. Thank you, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin Rapids.
It sounds cheesy.
Yeah, it does.
For Mr. Jensen, Ackles, and Jared Padalecki! Well, I know it's going to be in my head for the next 12 hours.
It's not over.
No, but we're about to be done, but not until we give away this prize.
We're about to
You're
close.
going to stay right where you are.
Right.
We're giving away a prize.
So we're gonna let's give away a prize.
All right, the winner is.
The winner is.
By the way, this is the winner.
Okay.
The winner is. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
this is the winner.
Okay, got it.
Jen Floyd 08. Jen Floyd right there. Jen Floyd 08.
What did she win?
Jen Floyd 08 gets 2 narrow pieces of paper, which, when redeemed, will get her a photo with Misha Collins and an autograph of Misha Collins.
Hey!
So come on up here. And as we did yesterday, I hand her this after she sings the national anthem. Come on over. Well, then I'll just keep these photos.
Yeah, I didn't.
Hit it, boys.
convention when we arrived at the end of our dinner. We're gonna say goodbye for the stage. We want you to sing with us if you know the song. If not, you'll learn it and you'll join us next time. But please, here we go. It's the end of the con as we know it. It's the end of the con as we know it. It's the end of the con as we know it. So go home. After your autographs and your photographs. Not before that, but after that. It's the end of the con as we know it. It's the end of the con as we know it. It's the end of the con as we know it. So go home. Rosemont, Chicago, everybody from everywhere, thank you for an amazing weekend. That right there is Michael Warhol. That brother right there is Stephen Newton. This man is Billy Moran. And my partner in crime, Mr. Rob Benedil. I'm Richard Smith. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Thank you. 1877 card for kids. So long. ARS card for kids. We'll see ya. 1877 card for kids. Donate your card. You're gonna miss this. 1877 cards for kids. Huh? That's right. I'm proud of you.